Hi, and welcome back to Normski TV. Another look at reviewing the transfer window. And also, I want to bring on a couple of friends, Chelsea supporter and also a Liverpool supporter. And basically, just want to just get their views on how they think they've done in the transfer window, what their season is like so far. I know it's early in the day, but look, we'll see what happens. Also, just to find out how their transfer window went as well. And I'm going to be looking to introduce a couple of friends. Just waiting for one more guy to come on, and then I'll introduce you to them. So I hope you're going to enjoy the content. As I say, we're going to talk about it. There might be some controversial views, but I'm sure we're going to really enjoy this. So I'm going to bring them in at this moment. Just looking for them at the moment. Let's wait for them to come in, and we'll go for it. You know what I mean? So let me just see who I've got waiting here, and I've got two good friends of mine. So first of all, I'm gonna bring in Kofi, who's a Liverpool supporter. I'm hoping he'll be here in a minute. There's Kofi. Yeah, how you doing, mate? Can you put your thingy landscape, please, mate? Can you put your thing landscape? Yeah, that's better, mate. Welcome, Kofi, to Normski TV. I'm just going to bring in Dave, the Chelsea supporter. So hang on a second.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
You doing, mate? You good?
Yeah, not bad.
All right, Dave. How you doing? I've got Kofi on tonight. The Liverpool supporter. I'll mute your mic, mate. Can you hear me, Dave? Yeah, can you unmute your mic, man? It's not typical Chelsea support, not following the instructions. But yeah, guys, listen, welcome to my channel, Kofi. Obviously, this is Kofi, a good friend of mine, being a Liverpool supporter 30 years plus. And what's interesting enough, I think this is the first time he's seen Liverpool win the league.
No. I saw the last league title in 1990.
1990. Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you. So,
that was the year I was born.
the year you was born, mate. Good on you, mate. Well done for winning the title last season, albeit it was due to COVID and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? Season should have got cancelled, but you know how it goes. But nevertheless, we crack on.
It's unfortunate we haven't been able to celebrate it properly, but we'll win the league again. Make it a sweeter celebration.
Well, we will come on to that because obviously we will be talking about all things football, Liverpool, Chelsea. I know there's no Man United supporters on here or Tottenham supporters, but I'm sure we will talk about them as well. But obviously, I thought I'd invite David. Has already been on my show a couple of times, and they're the big spenders right now. So we are going to go in. We are going to be talking about all things in terms of the Premier League so far. What do you think? How your team's doing? The money that you've spent in the transfer window. How do you think you've gone about it? And do you think that the players that you've got in is going to be enough to get you that golden prize, the Premier League? And do you think the squad that you've got is going to be able to fight on both fronts? So there's a lot to discuss, and hopefully we'll have an enjoyable evening. So, Kofi, first of all, obviously some of my subscribers don't know you. So can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? And I'll move on to Dave, and just a quick introduction to Dave as well. How long you've been a Chelsea supporter? But first of all, Kofi, just how long you been a Liverpool supporter? And
yeah,
what got you to that to choose them?
I mean, I was already really interested in football, and I've grown up in a large family where we all had different teams supporting. So my dad was a Man United supporter. We've got a few Arsenal supporters in the family. We got a Tottenham supporter, the old scum. Well, but yeah, I grew up supporting Liverpool from age 9, to be honest.
Okay.
And I just really loved the style of play, and the likes of Ian Rush. I remember Alan Hansen being commanding at the back, and we had Steve McMahon. He was the boss in midfield, and nothing was getting past him. And I just enjoyed watching back in the days Liverpool and the style of play and the energy, and just hearing the songs from the Cop really brought me to supporting Liverpool.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. Thanks for that little introduction. And I'm sure we will be discussing past and present. Dave. So, how long you been a Blue supporter?
First of all, is it Normski TV or is it the History Channel? Sorry, because that was a lot of history there. So I thought I was tuned into the wrong place there. I thought it was a History Channel, but it's fine. Okay.
Well, when we talk about history, you ain't got a lot of it, have you?
9 years. It took you 9 years. Yeah, 9 years without a trophy.
When Abramovich came in, yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. But yeah, so since 1997,
right.
I've been just a supporter. I was age 6, and what really did it for me was when we won the FA Cup against Middlesbrough. Roberto Di Matteo, 44 seconds, and then Eddie Newton with the second goal. And ever since then, I've been a Blue, never turned back. Even the days where, the money wasn't there, and we were winning FA Cups here and there and League Cups here and there, I still stuck in. Everyone at school were Arsenal and Man United, all glory hunters. But, I stuck with them. And, I've been fortunate to see us win it all. We've won the Premier League, we've won the FA Cup, we've won the League Cup, and we've won the Champions League. Yeah. So I've seen it all. And, I haven't looked back, and I wouldn't pick any other team. And I keep saying it, London is Blue.
Okay. Thank you very much for that boring history lesson.
Can I come in there?
Well, just a minute, just before you come in. Obviously, yeah, Dave, we understand, yeah. Since Abramovich coming, you have been quite a successful side, and prior to Abramovich coming in, the Mourinho, you hadn't actually won a cup in 50 years or so. So
no, we hadn't won the Premier League. We'd won the
Premier League. Sorry,
yeah.
It just seemed like
won the Premier League.
Seemed like a long.
But we weren't winning. We weren't winning trophy. We never went nine seasons without a trophy. So
okay. Right, guys. So listen. I know Kofi want to come in, but we I'm sure you got some stuff that you want to obviously share. But first of all, we want to just kind of look at the transfer window, and a lot of money is being spent, and obviously I've come prepared in terms of the sort of money that has been spent in the transfer window, and there is some stats, or should I say, let's look at. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about net spend, but if you've got players going in and coming out, you have to look at the net spend. You know what I mean? But purely on that, so I'm not going to really kind of focus too much on the other teams. But I think we're talking around about in the billion mark price. Over £1 billion has been spent in this transfer window, even though it's been a COVID year. A lot of teams they've been finding it really difficult to spend, barring one club. Not going to mention them, but they went on a bit of a spending spree, and rightly so, because they were. I think you guys were banned for 2 seasons, wasn't it? From spending. Was that right?
2 transfer windows, yeah.
2 transfer windows.
Yeah.
Wow. So obviously all that money that you had sitting in the bank, the Hazard money. Do you know what I mean? That was just there ready. But in all fairness, you done pretty well with the team that you had, because you had to get back a lot of your youngsters to come in. Tammy Abrams, what's his name? The youngster. Reece James, the one that.
Tamori, yeah.
And what's the other young fella, the one that Frank.
Oh, Mason Mount.
Mason Mount from Derby.
Mason Mount.
He was on loan to
Frank
Derby.
Lampard's adopted son. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. You took the words right out of my mouth. But yeah, I mean, look, you know, so obviously you guys went on a mad spending spree. I think you spent over something like 200 and odd million pounds. But just looking at your actual net spend, is 154 million pounds. And if you want to put the pence in there, but just say 155 million pounds. That was your net spend. Your income from sales, you made 68 million pounds in sales. So obviously your net spend comes to 154. So you have spent quite a lot. I mean, if you think about the whole, I think actually talking about, I'm sure the figures too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if somebody could look it up. If it's a billion or it's 2 billion, I can't remember.
It was a billion. 1 billion. It was
1 billion. Yeah. And you've basically got a quarter of that. Chelsea, you know, spent a quarter of that. 222.48 million pounds. That's a lot of money. And I will come back to you on that because you've spent an awful lot in the transfer window, and there's a lot of expectation for your team. For Frank, your manager, and that's going to be really interesting when we come to talk about the transfer window and the amount of money that you spend, and whether you think the players that you brought in is going to basically get you in the top four or even push to win the title. Liverpool, on the other hand, Kofi, I'm just going to just pull up your figures. Your net spend was 34.2 million pounds. But you actually spent 71.73 million, and your income in 37.71. Now the one thing what was actually quite amazing, I can't remember the player, Ryan Brewster. Now I don't know how you guys do it. Liverpool are absolutely fantastic at getting rid of players that don't even hardly play. Solanke. Did he come to you guys? Yeah. Brewster went for 26 million to Sheffield United. You know what I mean? And there's a couple of other players that you let go. And your net spend was 34.2 million. And just quickly, Arsenal's one, our net spend was 61.52. It would have been that, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because up until that point, when we bought in Gabriel for 27, I think it was about 27 mil, we had sold Emilia Martinez for 16 mil plus add-ons, which would have equated to that. So it was nearly a net spend of zero. Well, I might as well class it as zero because it was only about 7 mil. But then because we went and triggered the release clause for Thomas Partey, I pleaded with the man upstairs, Mr. Kroenke. So listen, mate, you got to sort it out, bro. And the man put his hand in his pocket, and he literally said, "Right, here's 45 million, sort it." Because we was trying to get rid of players, and it was really difficult because we still got a load of players still on our books. The only two players that we've let go is Martinez, Guendouzi, and then we've got a couple of youth players that have gone off. And obviously, Lucas Torreira has gone to Atletico Madrid on a loan deal with the option to buy. I don't think it's an obligation at the moment, it's the option to buy. So we've got a couple of people off our wage bill because that was the only way we was going to be able to free up some of the funds. But at least, our owners stuck their hands in their pockets as they're right here. And that was really surprising for me, transfer deadline day. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was doing a transfer daily show. My daughter comes running in and says, Twitter was going crazy. We triggered Thomas Partey. I said, "No, you're lying. This is in the middle of my video." That kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But we've done it. We've got it over the line. We've got probably one of the best midfielders, defensive box-to-box midfielders in Europe. Don't know what you think. I'll ask you for your thoughts on that as well. But whether that will get us into top four, that's another debate, and we'll probably talk about that as well. So, Kofi, let's start off with you. Right, okay. So you've brought in Thiago Alcantara, and you brought in that guy, your left back. What's your left back? The guy that you brought in, Olympiacos.
Samak.
Yeah. Did you? I'm trying to think if you bought any other players in.
And Diogo Jota.
Oh yeah, that's right, Diego Jota. I forgot
from Wolverhampton.
So okay, so let's talk about those players. What you think they're going to bring? Because we're probably going to run out of time. We talk about Dave, the amount of players they brought in. So we'll start off with you first, and then we'll go to Dave's team, and then my one, and then
I'll be brief. Don't worry, it's fine. I'll be brief.
So yeah, Kofi, what do you think about the transfer window that Liverpool has done? Do you think the players that you've got in, do you feel that you filled essential spots in there, or do you think you could have done more?
Well, I feel as if Liverpool have done good business, but then I questioned whether the areas in which we've actually obtained new acquisition were the right areas, because we seem to have got rid of Lovren, but we didn't replace him with another centre-back. And it's actually showing right now where Matip is not ready to come back, and we're having to fill the space with Fabinho, who is not a natural centre-back. Gomez hasn't been really performing since Project Restart. And, you know, we're seeing some defensive frailties popping up. Right. So, I mean, it's difficult to say. I do know that the signings that we have brought in will be good for us, especially Thiago Alcantara, and you can see evidently Jota is a like for like replacement. But
is Jota? I mean, is he a number 9 striker? Is that what was he?
I wouldn't say he's an actual number 9 because when you've seen him play for Wolves, he's actually played within the front area, but he's able to go into different areas.
But what's his actual
within the front line? So he's a supporting striker.
So he is a striker because you've got Firmino, who's a false 9. Yeah,
Firmino is also a supporting striker.
But you can only have one on there. You can't have. Do you know what I mean? You got Mane on the left, you got Salah on the right.
Yeah, but Mane and Salah are not strikers.
I know that, but what I'm trying to say is you can't have Mane, Salah, and Jota and Firmino on. So what I'm saying is, in terms of, you've spent nearly 45 million? Was it about 45 million you spent on him?
Yeah, around 45, 50 million mark. But what I'm trying to say is that where Mane, for example, if Mane or Salah was injured, Jota actually comes in to replace either one of the front 3.
Okay.
So if they're not performing, then you know there's that ability to put him in and, you know, freshen up a little bit of the frailties and
so have you just bought him for he's a very expensive backup then, if you've only bought him to sort of come in and cover. If you're saying he kind of roams the front 3, I mean, he's more of a essential striker as opposed to playing out on the wings. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I would like to think he can fill that position, because at the end of the day, with Klopp, the way he likes to play, he likes everybody being able to adapt
and rotate
Yeah. So there's nobody that can go into a position and be static in that role. You have to be able to go and move between roles, because it allows us as a team to penetrate more.
Okay.
When we're going on our attack or when we're counter pressing, because we start from the front when we do our counter pressing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys you know, you're notorious for defending from the front. But okay, going on quickly on to Alcantara, Thiago. What have you brought him in for specifically for? Because I don't feel that you have in your central area have a creative player as such. You know, you've got hard workers in Ronaldo, Henderson, even Ketia. Is it
Keita?
Yeah, Keita, who else is there? Like in the middle.
Well, we had
Fabinho and Milner.
Right, Milner. Yeah,
Milner.
I mean these are all like, you know, grafters, aren't they? They're not people that, because you tend to get your creativity from the wing backs, Robinson or what's the other guy's name? Trent Alexander. Trent Darby. Trent Alexander. Sorry, mate. I'm thinking about the singer. Yeah.
Listen, he's the best right back in the world.
No, listen.
Well, sorry, what?
I don't know about that.
Right now, presently, arguably, he's the best right back in the world.
Defensively.
Defensively.
He has his defensive frailties.
Very much.
I'm not gonna lie.
Look, my man, Kimmich in Bayern Munich is better than Trent when it comes to
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
And if you're looking at all-round right back, Kimmich is the guy.
Look at
Going forward,
Trent's,
he's there.
Look at Trent's numbers.
Yes, going forward, defensively. I'm talking about defensively.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah, okay.
In terms of his stats,
we can go all day about this.
We could, but in terms of Trent's, listen, in terms of his all-round ability, his defensive frailties are there to see. A lot of pundits have said it. They will attack his defensive. He's all right pushing forward.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably got one of the most assists.
Yeah.
So if you look at his stats for assists, but his defensive.
But the issue is that he's generating a lot of attacks.
No,
so if you're having to push in that forward area and your contribution is a main contribution to our attacks and goals, then it's going to be hard for you to be doing both defensive and offensive jobs.
Precisely what David is saying then. So his all-round ability is that he's not an all-round not wing back. He's probably one of the best wing backs. Yeah, but when you're talking about a right back, defensively he's not that good. Yeah. So in terms of his attacking for Ashley Cole will probably be one of the, you know, if you put him up against Ashley Cole could do both jobs. I'm not saying Ashley Cole's stats would be, but all round.
Hold on. Kofi, you was grimacing there. Are you trying to say that Trent Alexander is an all-round better footballer than Ashley Cole? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, I would probably say that.
Can we log off now? Can we thank you? Can we roll the credits, please?
Listen, David. I mean the numbers. We can go all night on this.
But listen, Kofi, the numbers. If we're going to break it down in terms of his contributions to goals and assists, they're right up there. But if you also probably look at his stats in terms of his defending, it's probably quite average. You get what I'm trying to say? So, hold on a minute. A classic example of that, and we're going to go into that, is the Aston Villa game, okay? Because what's happening? I'm not doing this as a banter. I'm not bantering or nothing. I'm looking at this seriously because at the end of the day, if you said something quite poignant there, is that if he's going forward, how can he then defend? So therefore, you haven't then got a balance between defending and attacking. So if it's about you outscoring the opposition, then but I think what it is about Liverpool, they defend as a team. But I think what's happened, a lot of teams now have worked at how Liverpool play, and Aston Villa was a classic example of that game.
The issue is that the way Klopp has set up the team is that the high line allows both fullbacks to really advance, and it means that they're not really fully concentrating on that defensive aspect because they know that we're squeezing the pitch to control possession within certain areas. So then when it does come against us, we're having to track back more because obviously we've lost spaces in areas in zones. So when the ball does come over the top, all the defense should literally come back together. We cannot just single out.
Okay, look at the Leeds game, right? Single-handedly, I saw their man literally just rip Trent Alexander to pieces in the Leeds game. Trent was at fault for 2 of those goals, and they were one-on-ones.
But David, that's what I'm saying.
He just couldn't track the guy. And it was Phillips. It was literally a 45-yard ping, right? Phillips. So Trent had a lot of time to see that ball coming over, and yet still couldn't do anything about it. I mean, you've got to admit, Kofi, that Trent is not the same player he is defensively as he go forward.
Okay.
So he's not the whole package yet.
Yeah. Let me say this, right? Liverpool last season, all of last season, they conceded a total of 30. I think it was either 23 or 33 goals all season.
Yeah.
They probably had the best record, I think.
Goals against record. No, we've had that. We only conceded 11. We conceded 11.
Last season.
So in Mourinho's first season, we conceded 11 goals.
I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm not talking about
probably.
history. I'm not going back history. I'm talking about last season. You conceded, I think it was 33 goals in total. I think you had the best defensive record. Yeah. I think for the first couple of months, I think you could only count on one hand how many goals you conceded.
Yeah.
Your first 4 games, you conceded 11 goals.
Yeah, but there's one thing that
you're struggling right now, are you?
No, I'm not struggling. There's an issue there's a psychological issue going on. And I believe that the restart and, Project Restart has had that issue with a lot of that. It does affect players. I think it affects players.
Listen, guys, we all have had we're all on the same planet. We're all playing the same league. Yeah,
but Norman,
let me say this. You had a pre-season. We've had a pre-season. Yes. You flew out to wherever it was. Yeah. Yeah. You had a pre-season. Tell me you didn't. Did you or not?
We did have a pre-season. So
you had time to work out your tactics and stuff like that. Work on your defensive frailties if there was any. I didn't think there was any. Yeah. Now you got to understand. Yeah, you conceded 7 goals against Aston Villa, who, in quotes, are a relegation side. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I would put my hands up and say that was a freak show.
No. The cracks were already showing from the Leeds game. You can't say that was a freak show. It wasn't.
Let me say.
Okay, so already been showing.
Okay, guys. Let me say this.
From the end of last season, the cracks had already been showing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The cracks
have been showing. Yes, the cracks have been showing. I would admit that, but I mean, look at the Arsenal game. We didn't really let you guys in. How many opportunities did you have?
No, but what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me say this now. When we played you, I said it when I was watching the game. I said it to my mate when I was watching. I said, "Why are we giving Liverpool so much respect?" When Leeds played you.
Likewise, sorry to butt you in, and likewise, same thing with Chelsea. When you came to the bridge, we gave you way too much respect in that first half.
You just couldn't handle us.
No, it's not. No, because we sat back, and so did Arsenal. I didn't know that, Kofi.
There's only 2 teams right now. The only 2 teams, what I'm saying, the only 2 teams right now. David, look at your frozen.
We went at you.
The only 2 teams that have taken. No, you're okay, mate. The only 2 teams that took the game to you, Leeds and Aston Villa. Right? Yeah. I was in the car driving to the shop, okay, and I was listening to the game on the radio, and as I was listening to the commentary, I was thinking, oh wow, because you know what normally happens. You know when you're playing at home, okay, you haven't got fans, and I think that's another thing with not having fans in the stadium. Does that affect the way the games go? You know, because you haven't got the supporters there. But listening to the game in the car, and the way Aston Villa came out, I thought you know what? It's not like Aston Villa come out and gonna sort of give it a go for 15 minutes, and then Liverpool come into the game. Literally, when the commentator was saying how they were closing down the Liverpool, they basically didn't make them what's the name, comfortable on the ball. They didn't give them no time on the ball. And when the first goal went in, I thought to myself, do you know what? I said, you know what? Aston Villa are going to win this game. And the surprising thing about it, I didn't expect it to be 7-2. I thought if they win this game, it was probably going to be a 2-1 or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows that when Adrian is in goal, Liverpool don't have confidence.
Listen,
nobody.
Wow.
Come on.
But wait, sorry, you're telling me the likes of Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Robertson, Trent Alexander does not have any confidence because Adrian is in goal.
Okay,
It sets the tone.
Kofi,
it sets the tone.
Kofi, let me throw you back. Let's do a throwback. Let's do a throwback, yeah?
Okay.
You bought Adrian from West Ham last season, didn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, the first, I don't know how many games it was. Remember, your goalkeeper was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah, Alisson was injured for about 5 weeks.
5 weeks, yeah? 5 weeks, yeah? 5 weeks. During that 5 to 6 weeks when Adrian was in goal, yeah? I didn't see any Liverpool player, or I didn't feel that they looked nervous. They were playing their best football.
Okay.
So how can you now turn around and say, yeah, the frailties came before Adrian came into the side to replace and Alisson when he got injured in the warm up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was frailties there before. Alisson was making. Alisson, not saying that making mistakes, but certain little things that he was doing, and just the way the team was playing, the way what's the guy's name? The way Leeds attacked you in that first game, they really exposed you.
Yes, you
can't start throwing the blame on Adrian.
Alisson, when you've got 10 other
you can't start throwing the blame on Adrian because of that. Just because the problem with Liverpool, it's too much of a high line.
There's collective errors that have been happening, yes, for some time. It's been happening for a while, and it could be down to some of the defense. I will highlight names. Van Dijk.
Oh, he's been. I'll tell you what. From last season, he started to drop off.
Gomez, definitely. Trent. I think probably the only one that is probably kept some sort of level-headed focus is probably Robertson, to be honest.
Right.
And I don't know whether it's they just feel too comfortable, or they just need to wake up and smell the coffee and say they need to be a little bit more humble.
Would you say with Sane at the side, not Sane, Mane at the side, your team is weaker?
Not too weak. I don't think we're that weak.
This is what I mean.
I mean, definitely with Mane. Mane is the catalyst of the team.
You could see he was missing.
He was missing. Come on, admit it. Without Mane, you lot rely a lot on Mane.
That's why I said Mane is the catalyst of the team. So yes, in a way, yes, it makes us weaker when he's not there. But you still would say that having Firmino, Salah, Jota would still give that, strength to, push on.
And that's why you won the game 7-2 against Aston Villa.
The guys, look, it was a free game. I can't.
I'm not gonna. I'm not. I totally disagree.
I can't understand why we couldn't get it together.
No, listen. I totally disagree with you, Kofi. And I'm telling you now, yeah, if Arsenal, okay, in that game, let me just finish. Let me say, in that game when we came to Anfield, yeah, if we equalised with you, then say if we equalised when Lacazette had that chance, okay, if Lacazette had that chance and puts that away, we go 2-2. So we was kind of in the game up until about 85, 87 minutes when Jota's, so we ended up losing the game 3-1. But we gave you too much respect, just the same way with Chelsea. When they came to the bridge, we gave you too much respect. And I think a lot of teams now are going to watch that game, yeah? And especially I think now with now us getting Partey in the team, when you come to the Emirates, it's going to be a totally different game. I'll tell you that now.
I think also as well with Liverpool, you guys play such a high line. Teams have sussed you out. Teams who come at you, they know you're going to play high line. They know you're going to try and play the offside trap. They beat that. They know they're through on goal. Leeds did that, and Villa did that multiple times. Look at that last goal with Jack Grealish.
But then last season, I just said we didn't concede much. It's worked. It's worked for us.
Yeah, but teams have sussed it out. That's what we're trying to say.
You've got to change and adapt. You can't keep. Look, Man City, and that's the problem with Man City. Man City won't adapt.
Yeah,
they just continue playing the same way. That's why Aston Villa was able to go and slap them at their stadium. Was it Aston Villa?
Leicester.
Oh, sorry, Leicester. 5-2.
Yeah.
Because the problem and Leicester's probably one of the best counter-attacking. I think they play better away than they do at home because you had West Ham going there and slapping them up. I think 4-0.
Yeah, it's just like they don't have a good manager. Personally, I don't think they got a good manager.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that.
But we've seen.
You don't change your game. Liverpool don't change their game or adapt their game.
We all know the reason. We all know the reason why Manchester City have been the way they are. It's because when they don't have a leader like Company there anymore, then it affects the whole line. Company was the man that was just making sure that everything was connected in that defensive line, but they've had to shift players throughout that defensive line.
So what are you saying then?
Yeah,
I'm saying that Pep has a big issue with that defense, and he doesn't know how to solve it.
Right, but because I've obviously made that comparison with your team playing the same, so. You see what I'm trying to say? It's because that's why the reason why I made the comparison, because you will still continue to play that high line. And if your left back and your right back, especially your right back, is suspect, they're going to continue to attack that. Do you get what I'm saying? They're going to continue to attack that side of it. And that's what's happened. Multiple times, that's what they did. They kept going down that left-hand side. Gomez and Trent. And that's where they were getting the joy from. Rarely did they get the joy from on the right side with Robinson.
Yeah, true. And also, I think you guys are really fortunate that it's international break because Everton were going to slap you guys up.
No.
Seriously, I think international break has come at a good time for you. Honestly.
When it comes to the Merseyside derbies, we have Everton's number. I'm sorry to say, we have their number.
This season, honestly, this is a different Everton team. They play a different style of football. They've got a really good manager who really knows his squad now. Yep. I think they would have given you a really good game. I don't think you would have.
This is not attack. This is not an attack on Liverpool, right?
No, it's not going to go that way. No, it's not going to go that way, and it's going to be a totally different game. And listen, Everton.
What I would say, Kofi, what I would say to you, normally on Derby Day, when you're playing a Derby match, everything goes out the window.
Of course.
But what I would definitely say is that you're going away to Everton, and
it's in our backyard.
Listen, guys, listen to what I'm saying. It's not going to be as easy as what you think.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't just go up there because I'm telling you, Calvert-Lewin right now, he's on fire. Everton have got Richarlison. They've pretty much got a balanced side. They've got some pace. They've got pace up front. Calvert-Lewin is probably one of the best. In terms of heading the ball. He's probably one of the best. In the league tonight. He's already scored for England. I don't know how many goals he's already got, but he's scored within whatever 15, 20 minutes. All right. So my thing is that when you go to Everton, yeah, don't think you're just going to go out there and it's going to be a walk in the park. I really do, and I'm saying this now. I've
never said any derby game with Everton is going to be a walk in the park. The games that we've had at Goodison have been tough games, no doubt. And, this game coming up is going to be equally as tough. And, it's going to test Liverpool's resolve to see whether these defensive frailties are going to continue and we need to do something different, or can we bounce back and put all the noise to bed?
Okay, what I was just say before I go on to David is that with you coming off the back of a 7-2 loss, yeah, psychologically, and again, David's killing himself. Psychologically, yeah, that's gonna play on you. Yeah, I don't think you're just gonna go back there and just bounce back. Kofi, understand, 7-2. It could have been 10. It could, and this is no lie. It could have been 10. I've never seen anything like it. Let me just finish. So what I'm saying is that you're going off the back of. Sometimes it's probably. I know David alluded to this, that sometimes it's it's probably good that you had that 10-day break, yeah. But then sometimes it might be a case of, you know what, we've just lost 7-2. I need to just get on with the next game. So for 10 days now, yeah, that Liverpool squad is going to sit down, mulling over, getting slapped, yeah, getting slap up 7-2 by relegation.
Can I come in? Before we go to David, this defeat, as we spoke the other day, is a humbling, and maybe it's a wake-up call to the whole team to say that we're not going to have an easy ride.
Oh no, definitely.
Throughout this season, and if we don't start to smell the coffee now and say to ourselves, we're going to have to really start performing. Otherwise, teams are just going to be thinking, okay, we've got a chance. We're playing against a Liverpool team who think, yeah, we got 99 points. The season before we got 97 points. And who do they think they are? Do they think they're going to get, 100 points this time around?
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a level playing field. I'm not saying that at the end of the day. I do probably still think, personally, I think Liverpool will probably still go in and win the league.
Come on, goodness!
It won't be. It won't be by the
an Arsenal interruption.
Oh yeah, come on, goodness!
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution, sir. Can hear you in the background. But yeah, so for me, in terms of the way the league is going, there's going to be a lot more, because I think a lot of the teams now have sussed out not just how you play. Chelsea play, Arsenal play, Man U not play. Look at what's going on with them, and their old campaign for the league or top four looks like that could be out the window. Yeah, but I think it's more of a level playing field. But there's not going to be that chasm where it's going to be Liverpool, Man City, and then this massive gap. I think it's
I think that the league definitely always has its surprises, and teams like Leicester, who have been consistently getting better under Rodgers, and even Everton, they're definitely going to bring some surprise and a shake-up to the league, because for a long time the league has seen formalities of the top four, the Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and so on. And, the Premier League always has its surprises, and it's showing that, no team presently can say that they are going to be dominant for a prolonged period of time.
I think there could be an element of a surprise one of those people that are not normally in the top 6 making the top 4. They could be, yeah. But let me go into Dave, the big spender. Now, Dave, as you know, you've spent, as I said, 222 million plus. And what I would say is that, have you covered every spot? It looks like you bought 2 squads.
No, yep. Really
Dave, give us that money. We'll use it wisely.
Oh. Ooh.
Or what? Buying Adrian? Okay.
So yeah, go on, Dave. Go, yeah. Fire away.
I'll be brief. I mean, end of the day, I think they're good signings. We've strengthened in most areas. I still feel they need to gel. For me, I need to see Pulisic and Ziyech playing at the same time, and then I think we'll be the complete package. So I don't think we're there yet because certain players are still not fit yet. Match fitness. So
question for you: if your team doesn't make minimum top 4, and I would say with the money that you've spent, okay, and I get it. You got your team has to gel, and it's going to take a bit of time. I would still expect you to probably be, with the money that you spent and the quality of players you got, probably top 2, 3.
Yeah, I think so. I genuinely believe that we would. Like, I think the amount of money that we spent. Obviously, Premier League is is the best league in the world, most competitive. So it's not going to be easy, but I don't think anyone's going to walk away with it this season. But I generally believe that we will finish top 4, maybe 3rd,
right.
Especially if we can get the likes of Ziyech and Pulisic playing regularly. I think now Werner needs to be going on top because we need Ziyech on the wing. Werner's an out-and-out striker. I'm not liking him on the wing. You can tell he's not happy playing on.
And that's a question that I want to throw at you.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of Chelsea supporters, I've listened to a lot of them on podcasts, on our YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Having a bit of a moan. Some are even asking, getting a little bit, does Frank know what Frank know what he's doing? And my question to you is, if he doesn't make the top 4 or even minimum 3rd, will Abramovich do that?
Yeah, he has to. Otherwise, he's gone. I mean, I would expect that personally. End of the day, what you've got to understand is the club and the fan base, they do expect trophies year on year. Do you know what I mean? We are used to that. And I just think if he doesn't bring that forth, then, he has to go. Personally, I love him as a player. He's a club legend. However, it's a top football club he's managing, and he's got to be bringing results. And he's got no excuses. He's been given the funds. He's got the players that he wanted, and obviously Abramovich had to say in certain players. And I think he's got the whole package now. He's got to now make it work with what he's got in front of him. And it is a pretty good squad. So, yeah, if it's not top 4 for me, I would not be surprised if he's gone. And I'll be very disappointed if he doesn't get top 4. But, for me, personally, I think once we get the likes of Ziyech and Pulisic playing regularly, I think we'll be much more of a force.
Okay. So with the amount of players that you've got, how are you gonna manage all of this? Because
there's a lot of games
you're gonna have a lot of unhappy players. I know you've got.
Yeah, but look, Frank Lampard is a top professional. I don't know if you saw in the documentary with Tottenham and Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho said that Frank Lampard is probably the best professional that he's ever worked with. So he's a top guy there. Yeah. And remember when Lampard was playing? He used to play with big squads. I remember the 03-04 season with the Tinkerman, Ranieri. Lots of changing, but Lampard always remained, his place in that central midfield spot. Even with the introductions of different players under Mourinho, all the other different managers, he was always there.
But he's beginning to sound like the Tinkerman.
No, what I'm saying is he's used to playing with big squads, and he knows what it takes when there's competition. So there's no other better guy than that. And I generally think that, yes, there's going to be unhappy players, but he has now got to find his best 11 and stick with that. That's what I think he should do.
Okay, so just a minute, Cole. So with this Pulisic and Ziyech coming in,
Yeah.
Who's gonna be sacrificed?
Well, Tammy, of course. Yeah, Werner has to go up top. For me, it's got to go Werner, Pulisic, and Ziyech as a three at the top there. And then Havertz just behind. And then Kante and Kovacic, or Kante and Jorginho holding. That, for me, is our best midfield. And I think we go with that midfield six. I think we'll be quite successful this season.
And do you think you're going to be able to cope with the Champions League?
Well, that's the beauty of having a big squad, because Champions League, you can throw in the likes of Mason Mount, you can throw in the likes of Emerson Palermo, you know, Christensen can play as well. Do you know what I mean? So we can change it up. You know, that's why it's, you know, the benefits of having a big squad. And of course, Loftus-Cheek and Ross Barkley have gone on loan to play more football. So, you know, it's kind of allowed us to have a less congested midfield, so that players like Jorginho and Mason Mount can play a bit more football this season.
Okay, so looking at from your attacking point of view, in terms of the top half of your team, how would you rate your defence?
Well, defence for me, I still feel that we changed our defence like.
Oh yeah, you got Thiago Silva, haven't you?
Yeah, we've changed over 20 whatever times. Sorry, I don't what? Sorry, what's funny there? I don't understand.
It's just that.
He kept a clean sheet on.
No, I liked his back pass.
Just to butt in, you guys are going down the desperation route. Like
right.
United.
Okay. Well, coming from a team who's conceded 7 from a relegation team, I don't think right now is the best time to be giving your input, personally.
Yeah, but you're bringing in old and used. Look,
it's
guys,
experience.
Right.
Look. With Thiago Silva, it's experience, right? We all know that Arsenal is the retirement home, so we get that. So probably that's why you're a bit shocked why he didn't go to you guys. We understand that. However, I still feel that there's good.
Right now, we've got one of the best prospects in Gabriel. Yeah.
Yeah, prospects, but he's not the player yet. Prospects, of course.
Deep in your heart, yeah, you know that he's going to be a good player. From what you've seen,
I've seen a lot of good players come out of Arsenal, but I haven't seen them. Seen them win.
4 games, and how do you rate him?
I've seen a lot of good players come out of Arsenal, right? But I haven't seen them come out with trophies upon trophies, saying, "Actually, look at the back of their." I'm just saying. I have. You've seen a lot of good players come out of Arsenal.
Okay, my question is, why have you gone for Thiago Silva?
I think with Thiago Silva, the centre-back who we probably were looking for just wasn't available. So I think Thiago Silva
with the sort of man you could have got for Koulibaly.
No, I don't know. Look, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that we don't know about. But for me, I think he's still a good buy. I mean, he was the best player in the Champions League coming back from post-COVID. I think he's still a solid player with Zuma next to him, or I don't know what's going on. I think
Zuma is probably your best.
He's our best centre-back, of course, or best defender. But look, Aspilicueta's shown that he's still Mr. Consistent. Yes, he might have lost his legs a little bit, but he doesn't really make mistakes, you know? So, personally, I think defensively...
I mean, I'll tell you, with that tongue, he could defend anything.
Right, okay, cool. I will put my hands up, unlike, you know, some biased Liverpool supporters, and say... Defensively,
look, David,
not there yet.
I just wanted to come in, David. Let's be frank. Thiago is just there for his last paycheck.
Thiago Silva?
Yeah.
I think he's there to shore up the defence, personally.
You see?
Are you sure about that, mate?
I think so. And then we've got Ben Chilwell as well. I think Chilwell is probably one of the most exciting England young prospects coming through the ranks. And I think he would go as far as being, you know, just as good or just below par to Ashley Cole. I think he's got the ability.
Can I ask you when you're not speaking to mute your mic, because I don't want to hear the other guy behind. So if you could mute your mic when he's please. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying, Chilwell's, you know, great potential. Reece James as well, another great potential. So look, I think it's a healthy balance at the moment. I still feel that maybe, you know, next season, obviously when Thiago Silva, I think he's only going to stay for a year. I'll be surprised if he stays for more than a year. Then get like a Koulibaly or get another solid centre back to partner with Zuma. But at the moment, I'm quite happy. Happy with the goalkeeping change because I remember when I was on the show last time, Kepa was a huge talking point, and I'm happy that we've got a steady goalkeeper now.
So is Kepa going to be your number 2 now?
Number 2, yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
What about Willie? What's going to happen with him?
Oh, Caballero. I mean, Caballero is just there for the team morale. You know, he's a good spirit to have in the dressing room and stuff like that. Good experience as well. So, yeah. As you said, there's lots of games to play. You know, we've got the Champions League. Of course, FA Cup will come in play in January. So I think, you know, lots of games to play, and it's good to have the squad that we've got.
Would you? Okay, so basically, so what you're basically saying, in terms of your consistency or your inconsistency for the start of the season, is it because you just feel that the team is not gelling as well? And you've got to understand. All right, cool. You've got to understand, right?
You know, first game of the season, yeah, it was okay. Do you know what I mean? A bit of a shaky start, pulled it together. But there were 4 players who played that game that have now gone, who are on loan, who are no longer with Chelsea, or who aren't included in our matchday squads anymore. So again, it's about getting to know, you know, the team. Do you know what I mean? The game against Liverpool, again, we were just way too defensive. We gave too much respect. The game against West Brom now, you've got to understand, Thiago Silva, our defense was changed over 26 times last season. Yeah? Since the beginning of the season, we hadn't played the same defense from match day 1, yeah? And the game against West Brom, it was just, you know, lack of cohesion. But as you saw, there was a huge development against, who did we beat on Saturday? Well, it's gone out of my mind now.
Who did you play?
Where we won 4-0.
Yeah, you was at home, wasn't you?
Yeah. It's just gone up. Crystal Palace, my bad. Yeah, but you can see there was, you know, players were more comfortable, they're more relaxed. So I think we're getting that team together now, team camaraderie, and, you know, I think things are looking a bit positive. I'm not going to be like a Liverpool supporter, you know, and live on cloud cuckoo land and be like, yeah, we're definitely going to win the league.
Wow, David, I think you guys...
I think we're going in a good direction. Sorry,
you guys are in a steady decline, and, you know, transition...
What have you eaten
is actually
today?
having an effect.
Because
the thing is...
Kofi, can I just ask you?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of Thai, but you're ridiculous.
What air do you breathe, Kofi? Literally.
How can you say that Chelsea are in decline when they've just spent nearly 200 million plus? It's not a team that's in decline. Is when you probably kept the same team, not adding to it, and you can just see that the team is going down. I don't think Chelsea are in decline.
I mean, first of all, Frank Lampard, yes, he's a Chelsea darling, but he's not the manager for the team right now.
Okay,
we do understand that.
Sorry. Jurgen Klopp took 3 seasons to win one. Yes, he did. Jurgen Klopp took 3 seasons to win a trophy. He lost 2 finals with Liverpool. 2 finals in order for him to win the
at least
Champions
he got
League.
to the finals. Yeah? It's not a bad
it took
thing.
him 3. Sorry, not 3. It took him 3.5 seasons to win something at Liverpool. So you can't be saying that Lampard's not the finished product. He's not the guy.
It's not about David. It's not about that he's not the finished product. He's come from the Championship. He's come from the Derby Championship into the Premier League. Now, Chelsea are not renowned for doing that. And yes, there is that element that Chelsea had to just bring in a manager because of the fact that they had the transfer ban.
And so they wanted somebody that could probably work with the youngsters.
But I mean, in all fairness, you know, after the transfer ban, you've got to be looking to get a suitable manager in to take Chelsea to the next level. Otherwise, they're going backwards.
Look, Kofi, I don't understand where you're coming from with this because it took Jurgen Klopp 3.5 seasons to win anything. Do you know what I mean? Jurgen Klopp was Jurgen Klopp was not even finishing top 4.
Listen,
until last season.
Yeah.
So
I think what we got to do is.
What do you mean until last season? Can you justify what you're saying? We we got one of the highest points tallies last 2 seasons in the Premier League. If you look at the history of the Premier League, we are up there with the highest points tallies.
But Kofi, what I would say, let me just come in here. What I would say is that you've got to give Frank a chance. Yeah, Abramovich as sort of trusted him with the spend of the money. So you got to see. Now, let me just finish. Let me finish.
Many managers.
No, listen. What I'm saying is you've got to give him a chance. What you got to see is there's a lot of young managers that are coming through, the likes of Arteta. Yeah, and the funny thing is a lot of the Chelsea fans again have said that they would like to have Arteta as a manager because tactically, yeah, he's probably better than Frank. Tactically, yeah. David might disagree, but tactically he's better than Frank. But what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you have to give Frank a chance. So you can't say that the club is in decline because he got them 4th place, yeah. As a matter of fact, he didn't have no spend for 2 seasons, and to do what he did with that team, albeit that they dropped from 3rd to 4th, yeah, I think he's done okay. Now he's the pressure is on him now because he's been given 200 million plus to spend, and he's got to make this work. And I think David was right saying if it starts to go a little bit pear-shaped, because teams will lose a bit of form, the actual Premier League is not going to be as easy. So teams are going to be taking points of each other. The only the thing I'm shocked is normally would say top 6 will take points off each other. Yeah, we might take points off you, or whatever. But Aston Villa took points from Liverpool, so I don't get that one.
And Kofi, look,
just a second.
Exactly. You want to start talking about obviously Frank Lampard, this, that, whatever. Jurgen Klopp's first season at Liverpool, he finished 8th. Runners up in the League Cup, runners up in UEFA Super Cup. Second season, he finished 4th. Yeah. Third season, he finished 4th. 4th season, he finished 2nd. And 5th season, he won the Premier League. Right? So there were stages to that. So you can't even try and say, Lampard is not ready, he's not there. We're not saying he is ready or he is there yet. He's got a lot of expectation. We might not win the league this season, but I think he's got the squad to take us to that next level, especially for next season. What I'm saying is he needs to get top 4. That's what I'm saying. I've never come out and said he's going to win the league.
Fair enough.
I've never said that.
I think you need to give him a chance. I think we'll see where we're at come January in terms of where the team is at. And as I said, the league is going to be a lot more difficult than what we think. So there's going to be a lot of points. I think we're going to be dropping points again, unexpected. Classic example, Aston Villa. You know what I mean? And again, Kofi, listen, I'm not saying it as a banter. I'm just saying this is the reality of it. This is the reality. Yeah.
I know, guys.
Into perspective.
Taking opportunity to stick the knife.
No, it's not that. It's just, listen, Kofi. What I'm trying to say is that Liverpool was the best, or is the best, club team in Europe. Yeah. Now I was expecting them to go to Aston Villa and slap them. Yeah, because that's what I expect Liverpool to do. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that teams are now working at our Liverpool play. So Klopp needs to go back to the drawing board and start changing up his tactics and the way it is, because they're continuing playing this high line, and teams will, a good manager will attack those weak points, and those weak points are Trent Alexander, that left-hand side. And when you play a high line, when you've got players that are quick, Virgil van Dijk is quick, but I think he's a little bit too cocky sometimes.
That's where I said that the defeat that we had against Aston Villa, it's going to be a humbling to Liverpool in how they put into perspective where they want to go, because they all know that they have a role to play within the team, and maybe they're not taking on the full magnitude of that role as champions. That you have to perform better.
I mean, it's difficult to retain the trophy, or
week in, week out. It's difficult. Yes,
it's difficult. It's difficult, and I think with Liverpool, I just think that they need to be looking at the way they Klopp sets up his team now. Do you know what I mean? Maybe having that Thiago guy in there. I mean, okay, you'll have the creative spark and that, but it's that whole high line. And I'm saying a lot of teams now will watch the way Liverpool play, and good managers will, because I think what you got to do now is take away the fear factor now. And I don't think, looking at Liverpool's first 4 games, I would say that they didn't win them well, the first 3 games, they didn't win them convincingly. I wouldn't, apart from, I'm just trying to think of what the team that they would have beat. Because I think in all their games, have they conceded? I think they've conceded in all their games, haven't they?
We've conceded.
Sorry.
Conceded
No, they
apart
didn't
from
concede
Chelsea
against us.
game.
I think it was 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we've had an indifferent performance-wise. Yeah, I can say we've had an indifferent start to the season. We haven't really performed well, but it's early season, and Liverpool sometimes can start like that.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I get that because you get that sort of slow start, but I think it's going to be difficult. I mean, I thought Man City, they were the team to sort of come and take that title back from you, but the way they're playing at the moment, I don't even know if that's going to be the case. Do you know what I mean? If anything, if Chelsea, and I'm quite worried actually about Tottenham, right? And when you've got a front three of Son, Kane, and possibly Bell, they probably got one of the best front three in the Premier Leagues. I know Mane, Salah, and Firmino, they're probably the top. But you've got the Man City, that front three. I mean, Arsenal at the moment, we're still kind of work out. I think if Aubameyang is played in his right position, which is down the middle, and then you've probably got Pepe one side and Willian the other side, then I'll say yes. Do you know what I mean? And then with the likes of now getting Partey in the team now, Partey in the team now, it will free up our attacking midfielders to be more creative and push up. But I'll come to that in a minute in terms of, I mean, because we made, is it three signings? A goalkeeper for $1.5 million to back up Leno, and I think personally speaking, we got rid of the wrong keeper. Yeah, Martinez for me, we should have kept him because he just performed heroics the last 10, 15 games after the lockdown, and I would have liked him because he commands the area, catching the ball. Distribution is fantastic. Leno just kind of, he might be a good shot stopper and does the stuff for the cameras and everything, but I just don't feel confident enough when balls are coming in the air, especially if you're playing against teams like Everton and you've got man like Calvin doing his bits in the air. I'm kind of worried. Do you know what I mean? And in terms of, getting in Gabriel Magalhaes and also William Saliba, and that crazy thing with him now possibly going on loan to a championship side, I'm thinking, we bought the guy for 30 million. Yeah, sent him on loan to St. Etienne. Obviously, he had personal issues and stuff like that. And then he got injured and he only played about 15 games. And listen, I don't know, Arteta knows, in terms of how he fits into the team. And I think maybe he just feels that he's not ready mentally. And with all that was been going on with his family and personal stuff like that, he started him off in the friendly when we played against MK Dons. He looked quite good first half. Looks quite short on the ball, passing everything. Guy's 6'4", big lad. I was thinking, great, we're gonna have him, Gabriel, probably Luis in a free, because then at that time we didn't know whether we was gonna get a Partey or a Samoa from Lyon. So we would have probably stuck with that free. Now getting that Partey, which was absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing about that. It was like an Ozil moment, transfer deadline day. All of a sudden, Partey is coming, 45 million. Thank you very much. The guy was what's the guy? Diego Simeone was absolutely livid because literally we just went to La Liga and said, "Yeah, here's a 45."
Yeah.
He didn't even talk to them. So do you know what I mean? He's kind of left Atletico on a bit of a sour note, but I don't care. We've got our Patrick Vieira from Ghana. Understand? From Ghana. Yeah,
Come on.
respect.
Well,
That's why I know. That's why I know Kofi's a secret Arsenal supporter. So I tell you why. I remember going to a Champions League game. I think it was a Champions League game, wasn't it? And Kofi somehow got me in there. He's a secret Arsenal supporter. I told him. We'll talk about that after. Listen, you got me to the stadium. Don't worry about it, bro.
No.
But anyway, hey, let me just finish my bit. So
he's got his Arsenal vest underneath.
Yeah,
we're not gonna go there, David. Zip it.
But I'm glad that we've got Partey in. Now I'm not saying that, I think we needed maybe another attacking midfielder or creative midfielder, and that was, we was linked with that Usama from Lyon. But with all the wranglings and the negotiations, it just didn't go down. And I thought that the Lyon president, was calling our bluff because he was saying, and he did this last time with Lacazette, and then we ended up getting him. So we're just thinking it was all mouth, we'll get the job done. And then next thing we know, he comes out after the game against Marseille to say, look, I want to stay at the club. Because we didn't have the money. Literally, Arsenal didn't have the money to go and get him. I think if we was going to do it, we was going to try and do it in installments. Whereas with the Atletico Madrid, they just wanted the actual clause triggered. And you have to give them the money straight up. It's not like I'll pay installments and pay that, whatever. It's literally, here's 45 million, thank you very much. And we've been in talks with Partey for a long time. And I'm glad that we've got him now because, we've missed a Patrick Vieira kind of player where that box-to-box, when you see him, when you watch him, I mean, he destroyed Liverpool in the Champions League. And Kof, I watched the game. Literally, man, he destroyed that midfield. And if you remember rightly, you went out to Atletico Madrid in the semi-finals. Thank you very much.
At Anfield as well.
And it was at Anfield as well. Yeah? So I do believe that bringing Partey into the side is going to bring a balance in terms of toughness. Because Arsenal, for me, we can score goals. Our defence was lacking. Now that we've shored up our defence in terms of Gabriel Magalhaes, and I think he's a good player, I'm just disappointed that William Saliba is not going to be a part of that. He's going to have to go back out on loan. So it looks like we're going to have to either stick with Holding on the right of the central and play Luiz in the middle. But if Partey now comes, I think what they're saying is that Arteta wants to play that 4-3-3 system because that's ideally what he wants to play. So I don't know. If I look at the back four, it will probably be obviously Tierney, Bellerin on the right back, and then it will probably definitely be Gabriel on the left-hand side of it, and then probably David Luiz. Does David Luiz kick with both feet, or is he right?
He's not bad with his left.
But he's more predominantly right. He's predominantly right.
Yeah, predominantly right, but not ambidextrous.
But the problem is, the worry for me is that he's better in a free. Yeah. Now we didn't get rid of Mustafi because obviously we couldn't do the deals without a lot of players that we got in our books. We still can't get off our books at the moment. So we're left with Mustafi, Socrates. I know Socrates and Ozil are not in the actual squad, Europa squad. I don't even think they're going to even make the Premier League squad. So we've got like two players on nearly 500 and something thousand pounds of wages that we're paying out weekly, not going to be playing any games. So if anything, for me, Holding, sometimes he can be good, but I think he's just a little bit suspect. I think he's just a little bit suspect. And I just believe that he would be better. Probably Mustafi. I'll probably play Mustafi. I'd play Mustafi on the right.
Really?
I'll hold it. It'll probably be Luiz anyway. It'll be Luiz, but he's going to have to adapt. I think, but having Partey now in front of the defence, that will take the pressure off because he will mop up. He will definitely mop up. So I'm really pleased with that. In terms of, and we've had a pretty good start to the season as well. You know what I mean? We've played 4, lost 1, and that was obviously against Kofi's Liverpool. And I think if we had not shown you respect, we probably could have got a draw in that game. I don't feel we got slapped up, humiliated in that way, because we was pretty much in the game up until about 85 minutes. But if that was a Aubameyang down the middle, he would have probably popped that ball past Adrian. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think it was a really good game. I think Arsenal played well, apart from those Lacazette chances.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to take them. You really got to take those chances. 100%. And
he's our top goal scorer, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Lacazette, that was the start, isn't it? Yeah.
3 and 3.
I mean, Arsenal, if they really get their game on, and their system is solid, I think they will cause an upset especially in the top 4 positions. Because Arteta, I do believe he's got the knack to really get the team the way he wants to play.
Mm. I just think that a lot of people that I've spoken to or heard have said that getting Partey might not be the person to get us in the top 4. I think we'd be much closer. I think that the points would be much tighter. You know what I mean? I think Man United are probably going to be the one to definitely miss out on the top 4, because now they're in total disarray right now.
Yeah.
I personally think that Tottenham are definitely going to make it, unless they have a Mourinho moment and things just goes pear-shaped or whatever. But when you've got the likes of, and you can see now he's getting, because remember, what's the guy Ndombele? He fell out sorts with him. Now he's come back into his books. I know he's having issues with Ali.
Yeah, I think it's because Dele's been dropped, so there's obviously room now, and obviously the injuries that they had. That's why Ndombele's filled in.
Would you say that Tottenham, have, in terms of looking at their side, and it looks like they've got a pretty good squad as well?
Yeah, I think if they can keep their players fit, then I think.
I think the only thing going for us is that Bale will definitely get injured.
Yeah, and so would Kane.
And Kane. There's a point where Kane will be out for a long time.
Yeah.
But when you got the likes of Son, who I think is a brilliant player. I love him on my side. The guy's fantastic. Scoring 4 goals, man. 4 goals in one game.
I know.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And the way they ripped Man United apart. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So my thing is, I'm quite worried. They will probably push the likes of Liverpool and Man City. I think they will probably beat Man City easy. It'll be a very good game with Liverpool. Once Liverpool sort out their eye line, because the problem is, if Liverpool play that eye line against Tottenham, Son, especially Son, and Gareth Bale, he might not be as fast as he used to be, but he's still got some burdens on him.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But I think having the Gabriel in there, what I would say for Arsenal, we're going to be a much harder team to beat.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that. We won't be a soft touch now. And you can see what Arteta's doing with the team. You can actually see progression, but there's still a couple of pieces missing that we still need that creative midfielder. And when people are asking about Ozil, but he doesn't fit into Arteta's plans. So, you've got to look outside of that. And I know there's talk about us. Okay then, man. I know there's talk about us looking in the Championship. I was looking at a player from Norwich. I can't remember his name now. Burundi. I can't remember his name. He's a attacking, creative midfielder. So there was a possibility that there would have been maybe a swap deal. Saliba goes there and he comes to us on loan. We have him for the loan for the season, and then possibly come January we'll probably go in again and try and see if we can get Usama. But he's developing the young kids, which I'm really pleased about. We've got a good set of young kids mixed in with the elders and stuff like that. So I think we've got the balance in terms of the youngers and the elders in there. And I think the message that he's getting across to his team, you can see what Arteta's trying to do with Arsenal. And so I'm really pleased with that. So if anything, it'd be great if we make top 4, but I think we'll probably just miss out this season unless we do something in January. We'll see how we go. Do you know what I mean? We'll see how we go. But I think in terms of the window, if we didn't get Partey, I would have scored it 4 out of 10. Now that we have got Partey, and I'm scoring it around about 7, 8 out of 10. That's kind of what I'm scoring. I don't know for Kofi, what do you? I know what David's one is going to be, but Kofi, what do you score your transfer window in terms of the ins and outs?
I'll give it around a 7 as well. We've done some good business. I like the signing of Jota. Obviously Alcantara. It'll be interesting to see how our left back, our new left back, does perform, because obviously he's going to be a utility player.
Yeah.
So Robertson doesn't really get injured as much, but it's always the case that something could happen.
Mm.
So we're going to see how the season pairs out, and see how Robertson does manage to keep his fitness. Whether our new left back, replacement left back, will get some game time. Obviously, will do, but how much, we don't know.
You're probably playing like the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and that. Oh no, are you? No, you're at the Carabao Cup, aren't you? Sorry.
it's not really a cup that we're really concerned with. I'm not
gonna lie. I genuinely forgot that we beat you.
there's bigger fish. There's bigger
fish.
To
you
fry.
can't just say that. Fish.
Bigger fish to fry.
Well, okay. He'll play in the FA Cup, and probably the Champions League. He'll definitely. I mean, Klopp will probably rotate, especially when it comes to the Christmas fixtures and stuff like that. He'll be on a rotation team. You know what I mean? So you're scoring your transfer window 7 out of 10.
I would say 7. To push it to an 8 probably would have been nice to have another centre back.
Okay. Because was you linked with any centre backs?
No, not really, to be honest.
No, you weren't.
Yeah. We didn't have any business with any centre backs. I would question why Klopp didn't go down that route, because you've got to do some like-for-like replacements. I mean, when you do get rid of someone like Lovren, then you still need someone else who's going to fill the gaps as well. Because, I mean, centre-backs, we've had injuries over the past few seasons, and
to be honest, Kofi, you've been quite fortunate with injuries in terms of your team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One's like gone out. I mean, there was one occasion, one season when you I think practically holding your back forwards. I remember Fabinho was playing in there, and even Milner. Do you remember Milner? But I think it was that
was the season where we should have won the league.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how many times we had to fill in those gaps, and I mean, I don't want Liverpool to go through that again. Yeah.
Maybe you do some business in January and see how you sort of pan out and that. And I think Gomez. I mean, in that game, the Aston Villa game. I mean, between Gomez and Trent, they really had a terrible game. I think he got hauled off, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean,
Gomez, for Klopp to do that, that's a sort of Mourinho tactic.
Yeah, but sometimes the manager has to.
Well, he has to do that because I couldn't believe the amount of mistakes you were making.
Yeah. He has to do what he has to do because it was.
A man got to do what a man got to do. Yeah.
It was getting so bad, and to a point where it looks embarrassing.
Yeah. No, it was. I mean, totally embarrassment. Okay, Dave.
Yep. I know we're pressed for time. So I would say, based on where we were last season, that squad was awful. Probably the worst Chelsea squad that I've seen in a long time. And so I would say our transfer window has been a 9. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Based on where we were last season. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
9.
Well, listen, guys, to finish off, right, I want to get your predictions in terms of where, what the top 4 is. So I'm going to start off with you, Dave. What the top 4 is going to be in order.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Come on. Right now, okay, I'm going to do it this way. Based on what you've seen here in the first 4 games. No, that's unfair because it's 38 games. Just tell me at the end of the 38 game season, I need to know your top 4, 1 to 4.
Okay, I think it will be City because I think Kun Aguero is coming back, so I think they will Yeah, I think they'll get better.
We got to face them in 2 weeks' time.
Are you? Okay, wow.
17th, oh, good.
And then Liverpool, and then Chelsea, and then Tottenham. That's what I think will be top 4.
Tottenham in Jesus.
I know it's just because of Bale, man.
Oh,
Bale and
God.
Son,
I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that. You ain't coming back on my show, man. All right, Kofi. Top 4, please.
Yes. Top 4. I've got to go with us again. City. 3rd and 4th, Tottenham, Chelsea.
So who's 3rd?
Tottenham.
Okay.
And Chelsea.
Okay. So Arsenal.
What about you, Nomsky?
But Arsenal doesn't even feature in it. Jeez. Wow, boy. Okay, fair enough. I know I did say, based on what Partey coming in, we'll finish 5th. So here's my top 4. So my top 4 is, I'm still going to go with Liverpool first. I'm going to go, I know Aguero's come back, but I think if Chelsea start to click and they get in Pulisic and Ziyech back in, I think they will probably get 2nd. I really do believe it because their squad is quite good. Okay, so Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City. I don't give Man United a chance at all.
No.
It's a toss-up between Tottenham and us. And because I can't stand Tottenham, I'm putting us 4th. I'm going 4th.
Give yourself 4th.
I knew you had to put that in.
Yeah?
Give yourself 4th, man.
I've given myself 4th, yeah?
Yeah.
I've given myself 4th. And really, listen, may the best team win. Yeah. I hope you guys do well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope Salah has a little tweak and he's hamstringing
when you say some things,
I'm only joking. Bro, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Yeah. We're brothers here. Yeah. And listen, Kofi, let me say this now. Now that you got a Ghanaian man in our team, you need to support us, bro. Come on, man. I know for a fact. I know you support Liverpool, and I know Arsenal is your 2nd team because you told me. So you can't lie on camera. You told me.
Wait.
Okay, let me say this first. Let me say
How
this.
can you bring this on? How can you bring this on in this show? When you know full well I supported my team. I supported my team for 30 good years. 30 good years.
Kofi,
wow.
You told me.
It's all coming
you
out.
You denied
now.
it.
What? Coming out.
Well, I tell you now, he's going to be watching Arsenal more because we got Partey in our side. The Ghanaian.
I support my
champion.
Ghanaian brothers. I support my Ghanaian brothers.
Wicked. You understand that? Yeah? Yeah, that. You see that? Yeah?
But
you see that? You couldn't even wear your Liverpool shirt, eh?
My team. Guys,
go take off that top. I bet you've got an Arsenal top underneath that.
No. Listen. There will be a time and a place. We'll do another one of these, and you will see the full force.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I really do appreciate you guys coming on and having this chat, and I hope we can do this another time. I did say to Dave, it would be good to probably, if I can set it up, I can't promise. I was trying to do like watch-alongs. So we're actually recording and do some watch-alongs because obviously I'm trying to build content for the channel, and a lot of content, especially during the transfer window. Yeah, you're pushing it out every day. But then once that stops now, it might be looking at match reviews, let's say watch-alongs, player predictions. But I'm trying to think of other ideas that I can do. I mean, I'm looking to do an Arsenal review with a couple of Arsenal friends as well. So that's probably going to be my next project in a couple of days' time. So I'm hoping to try and link them. I'm trying to link one of the guys. He's from America, so I'm trying to get him on and just to talk about all things Arsenal. And hopefully, we may have a different account of where we think Arsenal's going to finish with all my Arsenal friends. But yes, great having you guys on.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Norm.
your time. Yeah,
Thank you very
for your
much.
time and everything. Yeah, continue to support the Ghanaian man there in the middle of the park. Yeah?
Always.
Yeah, and just remember, always a red. And Dave, again, thanks very much again for coming on. Really appreciate it, mate. And listen, hopefully we'll do this once again. Listen, guys, please like, I'm gonna say subscribe, share. Please share it around with your friends. Send it to your friends and everybody. I'm hoping to get it uploaded in a couple of days' time. Just wait for my little boy to sort it all out and everything. Just look out for it and just put it out there for us, yeah? So listen, guys, take it easy, and we'll see you on the next chat show, yeah? Or podcast, whatever you want to call it, guys. Take it easy, yeah?
All right. Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.